Yo, what's going on, niggas? Another open panel. And I haven't done these open panels in a while, man. So, in this panel, like a lot of open panels, we're going to speak on almost any topic underneath the sun, so long as the topic deals with intelligence and positivity. I'm not about that. I'm not about any nigga shit. Nigga shit is considered to be illegal in the wacky world of O. But yo, I hope all y'all doing all right. Hope you guys doing good in this Friday afternoon. Man, I have a couple of things that I want to talk about, man. Oh, as far as in the news today, I guess a lot of people heard, uh, current WNBA star Brittany Griner has been found guilty. No, actually, she's pled guilty, but her sentencing came today in Russia, and she has been sentenced to 9.5 years in prison in Russia. Right now, a lot of you dumb motherfuckers don't even realize the game that's being played here, because 9 times out of 10, Brittany Griner is not going to serve the full 9.5 year sentence. 9 times out of 10, Russia and the United States are going to agree on a prison swap or a prisoner swap, excuse me, which is legal underneath specific documents. I think something called the Articles of Vienna, but I don't know the full name because I'm drunk as fuck right now. Shit, but something Vienna. But I don't know. For those of you that name the documents, well, there's an agreement where different countries have made a pact where they can agree to swap different prisoners together. Therefore, I believe when it comes to Brittany Griner, right, who once again pled guilty in a Russian prison for the crime that she's been accused of, is going to be swapped, in which Russia and the U.S. will agree to a prison swap where, because there's a couple of Russians who's locked up in a U.S. prison right now. So therefore, being that Brittany Griner is a public figure in America, my theory is that the United States and Russia will agree on a prison swap between Brittany Griner and whichever Russian that's in an American prison, for that they could do a switcheroo where Brittany Griner will come to the U.S. and in return, one of the Russians that America have in prison will end up going to Russia. And one of the biggest Russian. Okay, one Russian that's in American prison right now who still is in prison in America is a Russian arms dealer. I forgot his full name, but he's nicknamed the Merchant of Death. And the reason why I'm stating this is because I did 2 videos on Brittany Griner. And ever since my first video on Brittany Griner, I've stated that Brittany is a pawn to a political chessboard, where being that she's once again that she's a public figure in the United States of America, that she's being used for a bigger agenda. Okay, his name is Victor Bout. Thank you, Jersey Hammer. That's his name, Victor Bout. Okay, that's the Russian that I'm talking about, who was a big Russian arms dealer that's in prison in America, who have been in prison for a couple of years in America, who is nicknamed the Merchant of Death. It's been predicted, or it's been theorized by a lot of people, that the United States of America and Russia will agree to do a prison swap between Brittany Griner and Victor Bout. And I've been told you guys that this situation is nothing but a political chessboard. And I even said this 2 weeks ago on my man Sir Obadiahu's panel, right? Because I went on Sir Obadiahu's panel about 2 weeks ago, and I said that it's been rumored that Brittany Griner is going to be a product of a prison swap where Russia and the United States of America will swap prisons together. Therefore, Brittany Griner will come to America and be free. She's not going to serve the full 9.5 years in the Russian prison. And the Russians, and I've stated this, I stated this before, that the Russians purposely had her do this long time. The Russians purposely had her in prison in order for it could gain some sort of momentum in America, to the point that the American people will put pressure within the U.S. government to actually then agree to a prison swap in Russia. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. So you got a lot of people, these content creators, who are poking fun of this whole situation with Brittany Griner. They're poking fun of Brittany Griner and all that, talking about, oh, she's getting 9.5 years, blah, blah, blah. But you think she's gonna do that for 9.5 years? You dumb motherfuckers. Do some goddamn research. And another thing, when it comes to this motherfucker, okay, another situation that has been gaining some sort of popularity in these social media streets, when it comes to this McDonald's worker or this McDonald's employee who got shot in the neck in Brooklyn, over some cold fries. Well, I got some bad news for you guys. I heard earlier today he passed away. You guys know, because different content creators was talking about it, that in the Bedford-Stuyvesant section of Brooklyn, New York, there was a McDonald's employee who was shot in the neck because the mother of the person that shot him was complaining about having cold French fries. So the mother went up to the McDonald's employee and started arguing with the employee. And then afterwards, I guess while this was happening, the mother was in the phone with her son. Well, not I guess. That's what different news sources was talking about. That while she was arguing with the McDonald's employee about having cold French fries, she was in the phone with her son, and her son arrived in the McDonald's and end up having to argue with the same employee because of her mother having cold French fries, right? So according to news sources, the argument end up ensuing or continuing outside of the McDonald's restaurant, to the point of the fact that the suspect ended up shooting the employee in the neck, right? Now the thing is that, okay, first and foremost, like we all know, that the dumbass that shot the employee in the neck is an idiot. He's a fucking moron, right? He's a fucking moron for shooting someone and eventually killing that individual over some cold fries, right? What's going on, Toya? Toya, what's up? What's up, mommy? Yeah. Right? And the mother in the fucking situation was a fucking jackass for trying to get her pookie ass son to come in to a fucking get her pookie ass son to come into a McDonald's and take the life of another person over some cold fries. But what a lot of people on social media who spoke about the situation did not speak about is the McDonald's employee himself. Because once again, according to news sources, the argument between the suspect that shot the employee and the employee continued outside. So you know what that means? That means the McDonald's employee himself engaged in the argument with the individual. So the McDonald's employee, may he rest his soul, may he rest in power, he was wrong for lowering himself down to the level of the fucking pookie that was arguing with him. So the argument ensued on both sides. And a lot of you guys know when it comes to when it comes to customer service, right? That now in these days, a lot of the people that work in the realm of customer service, whether it's fast food or any other realm of customer service, that motherfuckers, employees, are just as immature and petty as bad customers. And they will sit down and resort to being just as immature as the customers and argue with the customers. Right? And I think that's the part that we're all missing. Yes, the mother in the situation was in the wrong, right? For initiating an argument with an employee over some cold French fries. Now, she has the right, she actually has the right to go to the employee and express the fact that she's dissatisfied with the French fries that she had because it was cold, right? But of course, there's a specific way to engage in that type of communication. There's a right way to go about that. There's a right way to express your dissatisfaction with the food that you paid for. But she had the right to express that. But it, once again, it depends on how she expressed it, right? But if she convinced her son to come into the McDonald's and quote unquote handle the situation for her, she was wrong in that part, right? And the dumbass son, the 20-year-old jackass out of Brooklyn, who was that dumb to come into that McDonald's in Bedford Stuyvesant to sit there and argue with the McDonald's employee, he was in the wrong. Who eventually ended up shooting the McDonald's employee, he was in the wrong, right? But the McDonald's employee who got shot and eventually died earlier today, he was also in the wrong. Because why? Because he decided to reduce himself down to the level of the dumbass mother and the dumbass Pookie that eventually shot him and got into an argument with him. This is according to media sources, because the media sources claim that both the McDonald's employee, the 23-year-old so-called black male, and the 20-year-old that shot him got into an argument, to the point of the fact that the argument continued outside of the McDonald's restaurant, in which he eventually got shot in the neck and then died in the wounds today. Yeah, because when he first got shot, when this McDonald's employee first got shot, he ended up in the hospital in critical condition. But today, the same McDonald's employee died from the wound, from the gunshot wounds, man. He succumbed to the wounds and he passed away. It's sad, but it goes to show you that this is a situation where all sides are wrong. But of course, in the faggot ass man, oh excuse me, shit, god damn, I can't use that word. But unfortunately, in the dumbass manosphere, right? We only look at things from one perspective instead of look at things in almost every perspective that you can imagine, right? We quick to just look at the mother in the situation and talk about how she's all fucked up and shit, how she shouldn't have done that shit. She shouldn't have gotten her son to do that. Oh, you see how these black women are? You see how these black women are? They try to get their kids to kill you. These black women rape shit. But these black women are all this other stupid ass shit, right? But then the thing is that we forget all the other sides in the situation and refuse to acknowledge how many other people are wrong. It's possible that in a specific situation for all sides to be in the wrong. And this is one of those situations. We have to acknowledge that. Yes, if the mother in that situation, if the mother in that McDonald's got her pookie ass son to go into the McDonald's restaurant to confront the employee over some fucking French fries, she's in the wrong. And yes, that dumbass nigga, the son, who's a grown ass man at 20 years old, was that dumb to go out and start some conflict with an employee over some fucking French fries. He's in the wrong too. But you know who's also in the wrong? That McDonald's employee who put himself in a position to continue to argue. To continue to argue with an employee. Nah, Tampa, you wrong on that. I won't say you wrong. Well, actually, you wrong, because when you say nothing else matter, you're wrong. Everybody's wrong in that situation. All three of them motherfuckers is wrong in that situation. Because if anybody know anything about customer service, common sense. If there's a situation that you have if you're doing customer service and there's some sort of conflict that you have with a customer, The proper way to go about things is to get a supervisor involved. Okay? You don't go outside of the restaurant and continue a fucking argument with the son of a customer. You get the supervisor involved, and the supervisor will handle the situation from there. Now, if the supervisor is unable to handle the situation with the customer, then it's the supervisor's job to call the police. Then the police handle the situation. It doesn't matter if the mother's the oldest out of the group. It doesn't matter. All three of them are grown ass adults. It doesn't matter how old you are. Yes, the mother is wrong. Yes, the mother is wrong. But the other two individuals wrong in that situation also. The son of the mother, who's a grown ass man, he's in the wrong. Okay, and the employee was in the wrong. Well, technically speaking, Tampa, if you really want to be technical about it, the McDonald's employee should have been the bigger person. Because once again, if anyone knows anything about doing customer service, the employee is responsible for always being a bigger person if they have some sort of disagreement with a customer. That's just how the rules go with any type of job that consists of customer service, right? And that's what I'm saying. 20s is grown. Where the fuck have you been? 20s is grown. When you're in your 20s, you are an adult. What are you talking about? It is grown. What is it with today's society with treating 20-year-olds as children? No, when you are in your 20s, you are an adult. So you have a responsibility to handle things like an adult. So in this situation, everybody was wrong. Not just the mother. Yeah, the mother was wrong, but also all the individuals in that specific scenario was wrong. I don't care what. If you are an employee and you work in customer service, you are not supposed to sit there and argue with the fucking customer. What are you talking about? Why the hell are we sitting there walking around thinking that someone in their 20s is not an adult? You are an adult when you're in your 20s. The fuck? What up, Lawrence Guy? Lawrence Guy says they were all wrong. He responds to Tampa Supreme. He said, truth told, the worker should have just given her french fries. Worker should have just given her french fries. That would have been a wrap. Customer service is not age related. It's job training. Exactly. Why we see, this is what I realize about today's society is that we make a lot of excuses for people's bad behavior, especially when it comes to people who are in their 20s. When you're in your 20s, you are not a child anymore. You are a fucking adult. So as an adult, you have the responsibility to act like an adult. Dusty. That's up to the supervisor to decide that. If she ate most of the french fries, well, I haven't heard that. Well, I'm not saying that you're not telling the truth, but what I'm saying is that I haven't heard that. But if that's true, right, Dusty Shackelford, right, if she ate most of the fries and then tried to find a way to get more french fries, let the supervisor of that McDonald's franchise handle that situation. Once again, according to media sources, the argument between the McDonald's employee and the son of the customer continued outside of the restaurant. You know what that means? That means the employee, once again, that means the employee was arguing back with the son of the customer. Yo, who's treating the black mom like she's a god? Okay, who's treating the black mom like she's a god? I want to know that. Tampa. Who's saying that? Who's treating her like a god? Who's saying that the mom was innocent? Didn't I say that in this situation everybody was in the wrong? Dude. Dude. Actually, the black community. What black community? There's no motherfucking black community out here, man. All right, let me drop the link. Let me drop the link. Let me drop the link because you coming on here coming through with arguments and shit that really is not consistent with the points that I made. All right, let's drop the link. Let's talk about this shit. All right, so anybody who want to come on here, let's come on here, man. And yo, Dusty, regardless of him being on break and stuff like that, the fact of the matter is the argument continued. And if the argument continued, that means that argument wasn't solved. Excuse me. Exactly, Lawrence. Exactly, Lawrence. Let me highlight what Lawrence said. Lawrence said the manager would have just apologized and ask her to wait while he makes her fresh fries, even if she ate most of them. They waste more in the shift. Yeah, exactly. They waste more French fries in the shift. Exactly. In that specific situation, right? You let the supervisor or the manager handle the situation. Okay, what does that? Okay, the man that. Okay, I know. Okay, he confessed to another body. Okay, Dusty, what does that have to do with the fact that all parties in the matter was in the wrong? You know, the son was actually as a suspect to a couple of other murders. Okay, but what does that have to do with the fact that all parties in the situation was in the wrong? Okay, but still, all parties in the situation was in the wrong. Like, some people are just unbalanced, man. What's up, Lawrence? What's up?
Shalom, shalom. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Shalom. You good?
All right. I don't know what's going on in the chat, but that's whack. That's ridiculous. At the bottom line is that everybody was wrong across the board. As far as it goes for the young man who actually worked at the location, fact of the matter is you're not supposed to be leaving that space, man. You're not supposed to be leaving that space. Once you're
Thank you.
in there and you're working for the day, you're supposed to be on premises. Even when you go out on break, your break is generally done on the premises, either in the lounge area or out back where you can go smoke a cigarette, but it's still on the premises. He walked out and left the premises. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. And at the end of the day, like you said before, man, I don't know what's going on with this generation, man, but straight up and down from Jump Street, we all got taught, at least me and yo, you don't argue with customers. You just go get the supervisor. That's his job. That's why he get paid the big bucks.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's why he get paid the big bucks. I'm not here to laugh at people. I'm not here to make fun of people. I'm not here to give people cold fries. And if they look at me and tell me they're cold, and I take them back and I give them another thing and it's still cold, yo, I'm sorry, ma'am. If you can give me a second, I'll make you a fresh batch if you don't mind waiting. That's all it is. It ain't nothing but French fries, bro. But you'd rather sit in there, laugh at her, make fun of her, and not just him, mind you, because we talking about him, but it was the whole group from what I heard. They were all in there cracking jokes and laughing at her in the whole 9 yards. I'm like, come on, man. It's French fries. Make the woman a fresh batch of fries. I don't care if she ate two of them before she got dissatisfied. It's French fries. You waste more on the floor during the day making them than you actually sell them.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Lawrence Guy, like you and I know that this is common sense. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that. You know, just make a fresh batch of fries, and the situation would have been resolved. That's it. Or bring, or like me and you both agreed, let the manager get involved
Yeah,
and let him do the talking. That's it.
right. Now,
That's it.
Dusty Shackleford said something about including the manager was laughing. Okay, then you do like any normal person. You get the name of you get the store number, you get the name of the manager, and you roll out and you write in. You call corporate. Real
And
is real kept.
and Dusty Shackelford don't understand that he's actually proving my point when I stated that in this situation all parties was in the wrong
Yeah,
because because when you're doing customer service, you're not supposed to laugh at the customer. You're not supposed to
yep,
do that.
that's correct. That is
You're not
correct.
supposed to do that. And like I said, the mother was wrong, and the dumbass son was wrong also.
Yep.
You know, so it's like, but you see, this is the thing in this space, right? This is what I don't like about today's so-called black manosphere is because we like to only blame black females for everything, but we don't like to have a balanced view and just look at all people who's wrong all across the board. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
We
absolutely. Well,
we
yo, man, me and you talked about that before.
yeah, we talked about that before. You know, people in this space that's speaking about this topic, they just want to point at the mother. They just want to point at the mother saying she's this, she's that. Look at how these black females are. In which, once again, I'm not going to totally disagree with that. But at the end of the day, her son's a grown ass man. He's 20 years old. He's not a child.
Yep.
So he has a responsibility to think of his own and tell his mom, yo, mom, those are just French fries, man. It's not a big deal. So everybody's wrong in this situation. Hell,
Yeah.
you know how many times that I had to tell my own mother when she's wrong?
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? There was times when my mother tried to involve me in certain situations. I told my mother straight up, I ain't getting involved. All right?
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
getting involved. This is your situation. I ain't getting involved in that. I love you, mom. I love you, mom. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not involving myself in that situation.
Yeah, I've done it plenty of times with mine, my mother, my grandmother, my sister, my aunts, female cousins. Because see, here's the problem with the logic about trying to put it all on her. And don't get like I said, I'm with you, man. She's part of the problem. No ifs, ands, or buts. But here's the fallacy of trying to move in that kind of circular logic. Because if that's the case, then you might as well make the same argument that the kid who got shot, mother ain't trained him properly on how to keep his mouth shut and treat people. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You just keep
Exactly.
adding people on over and over and over again until you know what I'm saying you end up blaming there's no logic to that. We have this. I'm sorry.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yo, hold on for a minute. Yo, Dusty
Yeah.
Shackelford, click on the link. Because you doing all this typing. Click on the link, come on the panel, and we speak, man. But go ahead, Lawrence.
Yeah. I was just saying there's no logic to that kind of argument because you just run around in circles and circles over and over and over again. Because by the time, so like he stepped outside, his mama should have told him don't go outside and confront people. So then what? His mom is another black woman that creates problem child. Then what? Now you got to blame the mother. You got to blame her mother for making it that way. It's stupid, man. Look, just focus on the facts and what's in front of you. All that other shit does not matter. That's just plain. That, that's bitch shit. I'm sorry, but real is real kept. That's bitch shit. You looking at everything but the fucking facts. The fact of the matter is that the woman came in. Now I don't know how she addressed them because they didn't say, but she did complain about her fries being cold. She has the right to fucking do that, especially if she paid for them. She has the right to fucking do that. What they don't have a right to do is turn around, take her fries, and give her the same cold fries back, and then laugh in her fucking face and make fun of her. That now can they do it? Sure. Should they do it? No. It's just rude shit. It has nothing to do with customer service. You're just a bunch of gangly kids in there acting a fucking fool. And if the manager was co-signing it, then he needs to be fired right along with everybody else. Now, when mom came outside and she called the son, sure, she wanted to vent, but she knows who the fuck she raised. She knew what he would do. That's why she ended the conversation about don't come here. She knew this. She knew how he was. And then the young kid, when he gets there, the young kid gonna come outside. Who goes outside with somebody who tells him step outside? You know he's got something. You know dude. This is New York, bro.
Lawrence, ain't you from Bed-Stuy?
That is, yeah, it's my neighborhood. Yeah,
Yeah, you already know how they get down to New York, especially in Bed-Stuy, man.
hell yeah,
There's a
man.
reason why they call it do or die. All right?
That's right. That's the nickname. That's the nickname for our neighborhood. Do or die, Bed Stuy.
Yeah.
Or Bed Stuy, do or die. You can say it either way. But man, look, man, I've been there since the '60s, bro. It's always been hot.
Man, yeah, it's always been hot over there. It's always been hot. That's what I'm saying. All sides are wrong. All sides are wrong. So that's what I'm saying. If the manager, first, yeah, the manager deserves to be fired. He deserves to be fired because he could have ended any chance of anyone getting hurt by just giving her a fresh batch of fries. He could have said, "Listen, stop laughing, everybody, stop laughing. You go give this customer a fresh batch of fries. Make sure it's warm. All right."
Yep.
You know, and because that's the thing. That's one of the responsibilities when it comes to a person of authority with inside a job, a corporation, a franchise, etc., is to minimize potential conflict. All right, you you are in a leadership position. It's your responsibility to minimize potential conflict. So that man is should be fired. All right, he should be.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just gotta respond to this. I just gotta.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
look, Dusty, man. Okay, your last two things. First of all, I personally blame McDonald's for lack of security. McDonald's job ain't to provide security. It's a fast food restaurant. Stop trying to turn everything into a Brinks Armory truck. And your second thing about, I don't know what his reasons were for stepping outside. Nobody has a legitimate reason for shooting or attacking him. Look, man, nobody's arguing that. Nobody disagrees with that. The brother shooting the kid over some French fries for his mama is stupid as all get out. But what you have to understand is that there, there's this thing in today's society, man, where people don't want to accept accountability for what they do. At the end of the day, when a dude when you have a dude's mother comes in and we black folk from Brooklyn dealing with somebody's mama, you know the game. So when you roll up in there and the mom gets upset and her son comes in, you know he came to do something. So you have an obligation to yourself to de-escalate and keep it down so you don't get hurt. Was he wrong for shooting him? Absolutely. But dude, you got to mitigate your damages, bro. You got to pay attention to what you're doing. You gotta move right in the world. Because if you don't, you got man, look, yo, yo, I'm tight, man. I'm tight. I'm sorry. I'm
Listen,
sorry, Waggy.
of course, once again, both me and Lawrence agreed that everybody's wrong. Thus, we agree that the kid was wrong for shooting the McDonald's employee. Well, I wouldn't call him a kid because he's a grown man. He's 20 years old, right? That the son of that customer was wrong for shooting that McDonald's employee. We agree he was wrong, right? But who, what is also wrong is that it seemed as if that McDonald's employee further provoked the situation by getting involved in an argument with her son and laughing at the customer. So yes, it's wrong to shoot someone over some damn French fries, but it's also wrong to provoke a person. Like, what is wrong with people not understanding when all people are wrong? We don't like, and Dusty and Tampa Supreme. I put the link for you guys to come on here, especially for you, Tampa. Tampa Supreme, you asked for the link. I posted the link on the chat a few times, and you still haven't come forth. Listen, if y'all have any more disagreements, then come on the panel. Come on the panel and we talk it out like men. You know, like Eisen Sama said in the comment section, everyone is stupid in this situation. The worker, the shooter, and the mom for corn and on what the for corn that hit on them over cold fries. Everyone's wrong in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's right. So I don't get what it is with this one-track mind of so-called black people. We have this one-track mind where we think that only one person can be wrong in a specific scenario, and it's somehow impossible for multiple people to be wrong at the same time.
Yeah.
You got the mic. Go ahead, bro.
Well, you've heard me say this before. So is Eisen and everybody else who knows me, man. Look, there's the right answer, the wrong answer, and no answer at all. And sometimes, if you ain't careful, you can make all of them at the same time. This was that freaking moment. This is literally that moment. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you look at both sides of this part, like I said, a mother knows her son. He knows how he's going to react. That's why she told him, "Don't come down." She knew. She knew. And we go right back to the manager, man. Yo, between the manager and the supervisors, yo, they just as responsible as everybody else because their job is to break that down, beat that down, and squash it. That's their job. That's what, like I said, that's what they get paid the big bucks for. They are there to handle conflict resolution. That is the entire purpose of them being there, outside of scheduling, opening and closing the store, and getting work hours paid. That between all those and conflict that's their job.
Yes, that's their job. Conflict resolution. And the fact that the manager allegedly resorted to be just as immature as the employees and started laughing at the customer shows you that this person is not fit to be a manager. Therefore, that person deserves to be fired. If that manager just handled things the right way and stepped in
Hmm.
and did his or her best to resolve the issue, then 9 times out of 10, that McDonald's employee wouldn't have gotten shot and killed.
Yeah, exactly. But see, okay, Dusty, okay, the
Hold on,
man
hold on,
came.
hold on, hold on for a minute, hold on for a minute. Dusty,
Oh,
either
come
you
up.
bring your black ass on the fucking panel or you stop commenting on the chat. You know, fuck that.
You know what? You're right. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. I was gonna respond to that. You did ask right. Yeah, I'm not gonna respond.
And Tampa Supreme, I'm still waiting for you also because you asked for the fucking link.
I don't
Nah,
know,
nah,
man.
fuck this shit.
Yo,
Fuck this
yo,
shit.
man, man, wacky. We highly finished, bro.
Yeah, we
we
highly finished.
highly finished.
Dusty, I ain't got no personal issues with you, but I gotta put you on timeout because your ass refused to come on the panel and speak about it verbally. So I'm gonna put you on timeout right now. I have no issues with you, but for the fact that you want to keep on typing and don't want to come on and speak about it verbally, I'm putting you on timeout. If you want to keep debating this, come on the panel. But go ahead, Lawrence. My fault. Go ahead.
No. You good? Yeah, dude. Like I said, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You want to have the conversation, man? Come up and have the conversation. That chat. Nah, I'm not doing it. You're right. No, like I said, you dead ass right. I'm not doing that. And like I said, I'm tight, man. I'm tight because this ain't the first time I've heard people saying this, and I don't understand where the mind comes from that says these things. I don't understand it. I mean I just don't. And just like you said, not to be rude, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but real is real, Cap. I'm hearing this from young folk, and I'm hearing it from Gen X folk, and I'm like, what are y'all smoking? What are y'all smoking? Everybody was wrong. There's not a single person you could say. Even the girlfriend is wrong for handing him the gun.
Thank you.
Everybody's wrong.
Exactly.
Everybody's dead ass wrong.
And she needs to be in jail.
Yeah,
She
well, you
needs
know
to
how
be in
that's gonna
prison
work.
as well as the idiot that took the gun and shot the dude.
That's aiding and abetting, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. And you touched up on a good point because the thing is that it's like logic don't exist anymore in today's society. Logic
Hmm.
don't exist anymore, in which we once again we have this one, not we, but people have this one track mindset in which they look at a conflict like that and they refuse to look at all the individuals who was in the wrong in this scenario, and refuse to look and refuse to realize that all those individuals in the scenario played a role in the demise of this 23-year-old McDonald's employee,
Did he pass?
including the 23-year-old McDonald's employee. It's not
Yeah.
just
Did
one
he?
person's fault, man. It's like
Yeah. Did
once
he?
again,
Did he pass?
it's this shit. Hold on, Lars. I'm sorry about that. It's this, and somehow I blame the man, this modern day bitch ass, weak ass black manosphere 2.0 for this shit, because this modern day weak ass, bitch ass manosphere 2.0 generation has promoted this mindset of blaming the female for every motherfucking thing that happens, for every motherfucking problems that happens in society. Oh, it's this female's fault. It's this female's fault. As if a fucking 20-year-old is not a grown man, don't have a brain of his own. Come on now.
Hmm.
Everybody's wrong in
Hmm.
this scenario. It's that
Yep.
easy. Go ahead, you got it.
Yep.
You got it, bro.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was trying to ask, did the young man pass away? Or is he still kicking? Or
He passed away this morning. He
this
passed away
morning?
this morning.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been wrapped up in work, so I missed that.
yeah. He was
Yeah.
he was in critical
That's and
condition in the hospital, and according to news sources, he passed away this morning.
see, and look, man, man. Like I said, man, this like I said before, this is not a debate anymore about gender, men versus women, yada yada yada. This is about our people. When we get down to the nitty gritty of it, this is about our people. And I mean, we are highly finished, man. I don't know how else to say it, because if this is our reaction over something as simple as French fries, and the fact that a bulk of us are arguing against the fact that everybody was wrong, we're done. I mean, dude, we done. We are done. And then on top of that, we lose the life of a young brother over French fries. Because like I told somebody yesterday, you got to let that sink in your head for a minute. Don't just automatically respond when I say it. Let that sink in your head. Somebody died over a potato. That don't make no
O-
damn sense.
Over a motherfucking potato. A motherfucking potato and shit like that, man. Yo, Eisen Sama, I see you backstage, but it says that your device is not connected. So due to that, I'm unable to put you in the panel. So yeah, leave and come back again. But yeah, long as
Yeah.
God, going back to your point, you're right about that. Somebody lost their life over a fucking potato, in which they grow millions of them out in Idaho.
I had to hold my ass. On the way home, she could have stopped at the store, picked up a couple, and made her own French fries.
Yeah, yeah,
It's Bed-Stuy. There's a bodega on every freaking
yeah.
corner.
But what I'm trying to say is that you could always replace a fucking potato. You can't replace a fucking life of a human being, man.
Let me die in defense of my children, myself, or something, man. Not a freaking potato. That's dude. That's just obscene. That's just obscene. And I'm not trying to be funny, but just thinking about it and at least trying to be humorous. Can you imagine when you standing in front of the Most High and He's like, "How did you get here?" And you got to tell him you died over a potato. That's absurd.
My son, how did you get here? Well, father, I died over a small pack of fries.
I'm saying.
I'm
Because
sorry for that. But
yeah, because he's gonna be looking at me like you're not due here for another 30 years. What are you doing here? Oh well, there was this thing with French fries and this lady, and he's gonna be like, what? I mean, I mean, th- That's offensive, man. That's just offensive. And like I said, where that young man is concerned, no, absolutely not. He should have been shot. No, that that brother had no right to do that. But come on, bro. When a dude tells you to step outside, you know it ain't to have a conversation. It's gonna be fists, it's gonna be a gun, or it's gonna be a knife. It's not about a conversation. So why would you do it?
And
You are literally in a safe space. Why would you leave that?
which is against the guidelines of your job.
That's correct.
You're not supposed to leave your job unless unless if you're given a break, unless if you're
Hmm.
given lunch, or it's time for you to clock out and go home.
Yep.
All right. But
Yep.
if a customer tells you to step outside, you don't do that,
No.
especially after an argument ensued with that person's relative and someone says step outside. Those are
Yep.
fighting words.
Yep.
You all know that. Those are the most original fighting words in New York City. You already know in New York, if somebody says step outside, you already know it means I want to kick your ass. So
Dude, we could.
if you
I'm
agree to
s-
step outside with the person, that means you agree to have a fight with this individual. And
Yes.
like you were pointing out, you don't know if this individual is armed or not. Why would you risk your life for doing that? See, and this is another thing with this wannabe gangster, this wannabe thug culture that have plagued so-called Black America for the past 25 years, where everyone wants to be a tough guy.
Man, I'd
That
rather be alive, dude.
I'd rather be alive and I'd rather be a smart dude. Okay,
Hmm. Yep.
that wannabe tough guy mentality will get you killed, and they've gotten a lot of individuals killed, a whole lot of individuals killed, especially one of the most famous individuals who spearheaded that wannabe tough guy mentality. And as much as I love him as an artist, but I have to say Tupac Shakur,
Hmm.
the same mentality that
Yeah.
he promoted is the same mentality that got him killed.
Yep. Him and Biggie. And Biggie was trying to get out of it, if I remember correctly.
Biggie was not even trying. Biggie was not even trying to act tough when when he got killed. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but Tupac was as he approached some other individual over a situation that had nothing to do with him and socked him across the face. So this wannabe tough guy culture that has been plaguing Black America for the past 25 years has got to go.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah.
Hmm. But unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, because but in you and I are pretty much on the same page when it comes to this stuff. A lot of people don't like to hear it, but look, man, people need Yeshua. I'm keeping it real. People need Yahweh, man. I'm just saying, for real. Because I mean, there's there's no good spirits. Everybody's trying to, like you said, be this image that at the end of the day, even the people who portray those images lost. Why would you copy it? They lost. You know what I'm saying? You copy the winning team, not the losing team. So I don't know, man. I don't know, brother Eisen. If you're out there, are you still coming up or no? Oh, okay. All right. The phone won't let you. All right, cool. I guess Wacky stepped away for a second. All right, but like I was saying, man, look. At the end of the day, it's just nonsense. You know, we all know, man. We can't be going around acting like this. We can't be doing this. We can't keep co-signing it. But above all things, we have to reach that spot, man, where we come to an understanding. Maybe a good majority of this might be on women, but real is real kept, man. Yo, we got our hand in this. We got our hands so deep in it. It's ridiculous. And yeah, we can talk about being raised by single mothers, but again, this is a grown ass man. He could have made a choice,
Yeah.
and he chose the wrong one. That makes no damn sense. Again, over French fries, because like I said, I want people to stop just hearing what's being said and having an initial gut reaction to say something. You have to let it sit around in your head to think about what's going on here. This boy got up out of his house, grabbed his woman, went all the way down there to confront this man, confronted him inside the shop, knowing there's too many witnesses, stepped outside and got him to come outside, then have his girlfriend pass him the weapon and then used it.
And let me add on to one thing. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, 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 you good.
There's probably cameras pointing out in that location because now in New York City, almost every place you go to have a camera. I'm talking about outside in the street in public.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think they finished all that like 2 years ago, 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
Yeah, 'cause that's how they found. That's how they started the hunt for that dude who attacked Rick Moranis
yeah,
in Manhattan. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, my dude, not trying to be funny, and I'm not sure if you remember this, man. But yo, man, Snake Plissken is real, and Escape from New York is about to happen. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
if you really want to break it down, Escape from New York already happened because as time passed, more and more New Yorkers are leaving the city,
Yeah, they're here.
and yeah, 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 just like you, Lawrence, and most of my family.
Oh
And
man, when I bounced, it was 2004.
mm,
I've been
yeah,
gone that long, and I think I went back to visit
yeah,
once,
yeah.
and I was like, no,
Yeah,
no.
both of my family members left New York. And excuse me, not both of my family members. Both of my parents. They left New York around that same time. They
Mhm.
left New York. Both of my parents left New York around that same time. They said, "Fuck it, I'm done with this shit." you
Well,
know?
I remember my sister was making fun of me. Um, and I can't remember what she said, but my response to her, because it had something to do about leaving New York, being a real New Yorker and all that. And I was like, well, here's the thing. I'm old enough that I no longer need a city that never sleeps. I need some rest. I'm out. I need to catch some Z's. And she just looked at me like I was crazy. And sure
Right.
enough, about a year and a half after me, she bounced. But she you know what I'm saying? People
Yeah,
people want to talk, but they know what's going on. You know
yeah,
what I'm
what's
saying?
going on? Yeah, yeah,
And like I said, and I've said this before, and you know what I'm saying, and I'll stand by it. Man, if I had the capabilities to do it right now, I would come get everybody in there that I'm concerned about and get you the hell out.
yeah.
I would, because I
You know
mean
what?
it's about to get busy.
It seems as if you don't even need to do that because more and more New Yorkers are doing that themselves and moving the
Yeah,
hell
yeah,
out. Yeah.
yo, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But going back to a comment, you made a comment earlier, right? Like a few minutes ago, when you said, speaking about the situation with the McDonald's employee getting shot and eventually dying, right?
Hmm.
You said most of it you could probably blame on a female. And I'm to a point now where, listen, when it comes to a situation like that, as a man, you have a responsibility to think for yourself. And if you
Hmm.
are and if you are unable or don't have the balls to think for yourself and decide to do something that stupid over some french fries, then it's only so much blame that I could put on a female
Hmm.
and not most of the blame on you as a grown ass man. You 20 years old, you a man now. You're not a child.
Hmm.
As a 20-year-old, no parent have the ability to force you to do shit. You have the
Hmm.
right. You have the ability and the right to tell your parents, "I'm not going to do that."
Hmm. And
And,
that's and
and
that's the
if you, as a 20-year-old, decide not to make that decision, then what happens as a result of that is your fault.
yep. Well, and that's the point I was that's the point I was trying to make. You know what I'm saying? Because you could see if you want to sit there and you want to make that thing about it's a woman's fault and all that good stuff, sure you could. And you could probably even say 80% of it's on that. Whatever you want, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that the dude still had a choice. I don't care. I don't care what you say. He had a damn choice. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it goes back to like last year when we talked and I left the space and I remember one of the last streams I did I had made it abundantly clear. Look, man, I don't care about these broads. I said for people who say they don't care or don't like these broads, y'all do a lot of talking about them. Y'all stress a whole lot over them. People like me, Wacky, Eisen, MOT, we got other things to do than to worry about people. We got our own thing to do. And truth be told, there ain't nothing I can do about a woman or woman, but I can call out men and try to help men who are trying to be positive get where they gotta get. Outside of that, this other shit don't matter.
Man, listen. I have bigger things to worry about than some random bitch that I don't know. Excuse my language. You know.
Mhm.
But why the fuck would I actually waste my time to give a flying fuck about some fucking female, some random female?
Look,
To me,
look,
that's
man.
common sense. I have
Look,
bigger
look,
things to worry about, man.
look,
You
man.
know?
I've been on many streams and people have heard me say it. Don't get it twisted. That includes my daughters. I got no shame in saying that.
Right.
I don't. I got no shame in saying that because the same thing that applies to them is the same thing that we just said applied to to that dude who's 20. This is grown ass folk. So
Yeah.
whatever business you get yourself into, unless it was something that was done to you, if that's the case, I'm coming. I got you. But if it's something you did that was stupid, oh no, you got to suffer the consequences. I can't help
Right.
you.
Right. Right. It's that easy.
Right?
It's that easy. It's not rocket science.
It's grown folk.
It's grown folks, man. It's grown folks because at the end of the day, grown folks have to take responsibility for themselves. That's
Yes,
common
sir.
sense. That's common sense. But I don't. I personally, Lawrence, I
Hmm.
never got the concept with adult males spending 8 to 9 hours on the internet complaining about females. It's like, god damn, nigga, you got the fact that them motherfuckers got all that time to complain and grift about the opposite sex shows that something strange about that motherfucker.
I'm I'm laughing because I had called a couple of people out on that personally. Actually,
Yeah,
I had called a couple of people out like that. Dude, you can't be doing 24, 48 hour streams and then you want to bitch about you can't get nothing done and nothing's working for you. I mean, bro, how is it supposed to? You should not. Nah, man,
yeah,
nah. And that's and like I said, that's one of the things why. Like I said, because I started to notice after a little while, started to pick up some of those habits and I started feeding into it myself, and I had to catch myself. And then, if you notice,
mm,
over a period of time, I started pulling myself back a little more, a little more, a little more, until I left altogether last year. Like I said before, other than you and Eisen, I don't go nowhere else.
right,
Because I don't want to talk about that.
right. Yo,
Yeah, because I don't. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I had to unsub from a lot of fucking channels a
I
couple of
am
weeks
subbed from.
ago.
I am subbed from everything.
Yeah, yeah, I had to unsub from a lot of channels a couple of weeks ago because I got tired with all this complaining about females, man. To me, that shit is just not manly. I mean, it's
Yep.
okay. It's one thing in order to it's one thing in order to be aware of the things that certain females, the toxic things that certain females engage in, right?
Hmm.
But the next step is to recognize these types of females, you know, understand not to fuck with them and why you shouldn't fuck with them and move forward. This whole complaining shit, spending all these hours complaining about females, to me, there's nothing masculine about that shit. There is nothing masculine about that motherfucking shit. You
Well, like,
know, as a matter of fact, to me, I look at that as a sign of insecurity because only insecure people cry and bitch and complain for that long. But go ahead, bro.
no, no, I agree because I know I was talking to Eisen about this one time, and I was like, the only leeway if I had to give any, the only leeway I would give is a dude fresh to it because that anger is there. But after a certain point in time, man, you gotta find a way to work past that, and then get to the heart of the matter. Because
Right.
look, if your final analysis is that, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm just saying as an individual, if your final analysis is bitches ain't shit, you can't trust them, yada 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 yada. After you make that comment, you're done.
Right.
You shouldn't be talking about them. You shouldn't be asking where they are. You shouldn't be watching them on YouTube. You shouldn't be complaining about what they saying or what they doing. You made your choice. They're nothing. So therefore, act accordingly. Now you focus on you. Because nothing, because I tell you right now, nothing bothers me. If nothing was standing right here in my right next to me right now as a physical form, it's nothing. It's not bothering me. So I don't care.
Right. Right.
So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's very fucking pathetic when
It
people
is.
make up all these complaints and spend all this time complaining.
Yeah, it is. It
It's
is.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I
Yeah.
really don't. So because my thing is that once you realize the types of females that exist out there, I'm not saying every single female fits that description, but once you realize that toxic females exist, then you move accordingly and keep yourself away from them. That's common sense.
Right. Right.
That's common sense. So what else is there to keep complaining about? You just want to,
Well, what, what the,
and what bothers me too. I'm sorry to interrupt. What bothers me too is that, well, before I continue, shout outs to Toy the Texan, right? Toy the Texan. I have a question for you. What the hell is West Tech? I don't know who the hell's West Tech. Do you know who's West Tech, Lawrence?
no, I saw it too. I was wondering what that was. I don't know what
Yeah,
that is.
yeah. So Toy, if you don't mind, you could further break down what is West Tech. But what I was going to say is that what pisses me off more is that when these males complain about females, they just complain on some petty relationship level. They're not even speaking about what's going on a higher level when it comes to the amount of power or the unfair advantage that society have given the females.
Hmm.
If you're going to speak
Hmm.
about this gender war, so-called gender war, speak about it from that aspect. How society on a economic and political level, and on a socio-economic and on a social-political level, have given the female gender more of an advantage in society than the males, to the point of the fact that the males on a socio-economic and social-political level are being disenfranchised. Speak about it from the systemic level. They're not talking about
Yeah.
that. They're talking about some petty relationship level. Oh well, female nature, all some bullshit. You're with a female and the female cheat. Oh, nigga, fuck! If a female cheat, leave the bitch. What's so hard about that?
Well,
Just answering that
the,
stupid ass shit. Go ahead, man.
the thing is that they're still they're just as wrapped up in the very same female frame that they're complaining the females are wrapped up in. See, here's the thing. At least from what I understand, I could be wrong, but from the men I hear, that the ones you're talking about, the impression I get is because they're upset women won't stop going with the natural nature of who they are, but yet the men can still be their nature. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's really weird because I'll hear them complain, female nature this, female nature that, etc., and so on. I was like, okay, so what about your nature? Well, my nature is blah 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 blah. Yeah, but you're asking them to change the fundamental aspect of who they are, their biology. And it's like, well, not really. I said, yeah, you are, because if you really meant anything, you'd be talking more along the lines of what you were saying a second ago, Wacky. The systemic aspect of how women are being pushed forward and men are being pushed down, because that's more important than whether or not you get her to open her legs. Because no offense, but pussy can't pay bills. It can't move me forward in life, if that makes any sense. Like I
That
said, I
makes
don't know if I'm
absolute
saying,
sense.
I don't know if I'm saying it right or not, but
No, you're saying
that
you're
that's
saying it all right. No, you make 100% sense. Good.
okay. All right, but yeah, but like I said, That's the problem I see. It went from being an argument about how women are abusing relationships that they have with men to being more about whether or not you can bust them cheeks. That's my interpretation.
Yeah, and your interpretation is correct. And they trying to make it seem as if being able to bust them cheeks is something difficult when it's not. But not only is it not difficult, it should not even be relevant.
Hmm.
In comparison to the systemic power that society have given to females.
Hmm.
We should put more emphasis on what's going on systemically with
Yeah,
males and females.
absolutely.
With females over time gain more of a systemic advantage over males. Thus, true equality under the law is not really being practiced.
Exactly. Exactly.
As because once again, because the United States Constitution promised that, and they're not fulfilling their promise.
Hmm.
As far as that is concerned, we should be more concerned about that. I don't give a damn about trying to have a negotiation table with a group of females that have been socialized not to negotiate with your ass.
I
Why
don't I
would you
don't
want to negotiate with those type of females? I don't want that. I don't care about that shit. The
look
fuck?
when a dude talks to me about, well, women are always arguing about what they bring to the table. Dude, why are you worried about a table? My dude, the rate of men who are homeless, they ain't even got no place to put that damn table.
Thank you.
The rate of men that are committing suicide, man, they not around to sit at no table. My dude, there's more important things to do about whether or not this chick, dude, that's not even what you're supposed to do anyway. And that's what I was saying, because when you start talking scripture, all of a sudden everybody wants, oh, here we go with God. I said, but you know what? At the end of the day, I can say this one thing about scripture you can't say about any other law or any other society. And they're like, what's that? It works. That's all. It works. Every other society, every other legal system works to a degree, but it's not perfect. You know what I'm saying? But if you follow the Torah and the commandments, and everybody literally fulfills this goal, it works. And that's been proven time and time again, whether it be through the Society of Israel before they acted stupid, or if it's an individual thing, it works. And bottom line is, the Torah tells you your purpose is supposed to be for the Most High and live a good life. After that, everything else will come to you. This is why it don't work, because you were out there chasing women trying to use your own thought processes, your own knowledge, your own lusts to achieve something that's not supposed to be. Just like when you want to talk about body counts on women, it matters just as much to men, because the Most High didn't want us doing that either.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, even the scriptures speak against whoredom, but it also speaks against whoremongering,
Yes, sir.
which is a male who's highly sexually promiscuous is considered a whoremonger, and that's excuse me, and that's abominable in the eyes of the Most High. It's just
Yes, it
as
is.
abominable as a female being a whore.
Hmm.
So both of these things are not good. But this is the thing, though. See,
Well, real quick,
the
real quick,
scriptures,
real quick,
the
real,
scriptures.
real
Oh,
quick.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. You got it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say bless you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, the scriptures have already given us the game when it comes to a lot of females in the society, right? When you
Yes,
look
sir.
at when you read certain scriptures in the book of Proverbs, and you also read scriptures in the book of Ecclesiastes, King
Hmm.
Solomon, who wrote both of them books, who have been recorded by history to been with many females, all right?
Hmm.
He been with more females than Wilt Chamberlain, all right?
Yeah, a
All
thousand
right?
last time I counted.
Yeah, yeah. So he know the game when it comes to the mindset of a lot of females, right? He giving us the
Hmm.
game. So it's like when you read the scriptures, you understand the reality of the position that you're in.
Yep.
But people don't want, a lot of people, they want to dismiss the scriptures, because they want to give this excuse talking about, oh, this is just some made up stuff. Okay, how you know? What research have you done for you to come to the conclusion that it's just all made up, that there's no truth behind these different books of the scriptures. But that's for another conversation. People are not ready to have
Well,
that.
well, I will say this: when people make the comment to me about it being made up, I don't argue with them about that. I simply ask one simple question: made up or not, does it not still work? Because that's the final analysis. I mean that I mean objective truth is the final analysis. Does it work? And you can't argue that it doesn't. Not one person, atheist or otherwise, has been able to argue that it doesn't work. So much so that the very foundation of the laws for here in England were founded upon that very book. They twisted it, sure, but it was still
Yeah,
founded upon it.
yeah, yeah,
So I don't know, bro. Like I said, I don't waste time arguing with people like that.
yeah, yeah. You gotta leave them be. You have to leave them be. You know, there's no reason to argue with someone who have already made their job to disagree with you when it comes to topics like that. So you gotta leave them people alone. You know,
Yeah.
but the thing is that when you look at the prophecies of the
Hmm.
scriptures, and then you take a look at what's going on today, there's no way you could look at anyone in the eye and say that these scriptures are a bunch of lies.
But that's one of the things on one of Hulk streams, which by the way, I'm sorry, I also follow his channel.
Oh, shout
Um,
out to him. Shout out to Hulk,
yeah,
man. He
yeah,
got good content.
absolutely, absolutely. Where we were talking and somebody was saying about being nervous and anxious and stuff like that, and I was like, there's no point. Do we can we talk about it? Sure. Can we talk about the evil and wickedness of it? Absolutely. But these things must happen. They must happen, regardless of how much it might pain us in our heart to see a young man lose his life over French fries or a sister acting foolish in the street with her kids. These things must happen. It's the only way to get to the end game. Not to play on the Avengers or anything, but it's the only way to get to the end game. And like I said, the end game is what we're striving for because that is a better place than what it is now. So yeah, like I said, man, it's just these things will be because they must be, you know. But I know it just pains my heart. And even though I know we know these things are supposed to happen, at the end of the day, the Most High still made us the people we are. That we have compassion, that we have empathy, that we have love, we have concern. And a lot of people, when they listen to myself and you, they might think we're just being harsh or being mean for mean's sake. It's not for us, for people like us and like Eisen and Hulk, it's like we want everybody to get there.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? It's not trying to tear you down. It's not trying to beat you up in front of people. It's not trying to say you less than. We just want everybody to make it. We're no different, and I'm not comparing us to. I'm not, but I'm saying we're no different than Elijah, John the Baptist, and Enoch and the rest of them. We're screaming out in the wilderness, and nobody's listening. You know, and and when we had this conversation on your stream a while back, it hurts my heart. I mean, it really does. I want everybody to make it. I got people that I love dearly who I'd love to see there, but I know they're not. Just like when one of them came at me before. Well, you don't know if you're going to be there. I surely don't. Let me make that abundantly clear. I'm absolutely sure I do not know if I'm going to make it. And I remember on one of Hope streams we were arguing about salvation. I was like, no, see, I'm not looking for salvation. And it was like, what? I said, because it's not mine to give. I have no authority over that. That final decision belongs to the Messiah. I got nothing to do with that. But while I'm here, I will do the best I can to redeem myself and live the life that He asked me to live and treat people accordingly. That's all I can do.
right, right, right.
You know. So
Yeah, and when it comes to people who thinking that we're being too harsh, I look at these types of people as those who wasn't raised with who I look at these types of individuals as people who just want to feel good. That's all they're looking to feel good. You know, they wasn't raised with the concept of just looking at things objectively and being objective. They always want to feel good and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm not here to make motherfuckers feel good. I'm in here to let people be aware of the world that they currently live in right now. All right? Whether it makes you feel
Hmm.
good or not, that the world that you live in right now is not a good one. And these are the tools that you need in order to properly operate in the world that you're walking through. If that don't
Hmm.
make you feel good, then you know what? Go fuck yourself. Don't fuck with my channel then. Shit.
Yeah, look, look, between me, you, Eisen, and Hulk, let me look. And yeah, you know what I'm about to say is real. You know it. You think we being hard? you
Right.
you think we being hard? Wait until he get back. You
Right.
think we being hard?
Right.
Yo, you don't understand.
Because remember what the scriptures say when he returns. When he returns, it's war.
Hmm.
He's not
Yep.
coming back looking like some 1960s hippie. You know what I'm saying? Some
Hmm.
blonde hair, blue eyed guy with some long blonde hair. No, no, loving and want to be all huggy and stuff like that. No, want to hug and sing this dumbass song. You and me together. No, 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 no. He's coming for war.
Oh, he's not.
So if
No,
you
he's
think
coming.
that we're being harsh, okay,
Oh
wait
yeah,
until his return.
yeah. He's not trying to come back with no kumbaya. He's not trying to do that. And he said he wasn't. It's not even that we're guessing. He said he was not. You know what I'm saying? He said he's not coming back to play. So look. They can do what they want, man. Like I said, I'm just like I said. Even if I can't even get in the gates, I'm okay sleeping outside the gate. I'm good as long as you know what I'm saying.
Right,
I don't.
right.
I mean, I know I'm sounding silly and being funny, but I really mean that. I really do. I really do. I don't care, man. I'll sleep in the fields. Doesn't matter to me as long as I'm there. But like I said, this whole thing about being mean, being tough, yada yada yada. But that's what love is. Just like when people used to get on me about Eisen, he would correct me and him being younger. Man, correction is love. What are you talking about? Correction is love, and wisdom comes from any age, man. Any age. You know what I'm saying? Had the same conversation on one of Hulk streams with somebody. And look, man, correction is love. When you off the chain and you got a brother who pulls you back, you don't fight with him. You don't argue with him. You don't curse him out. You hug him and tell him thank you. I love you for that. That's how that works. But everybody want to get it all twisted. You know what I'm saying? Ah, man, I could figure it out myself. I could do it myself. I'm this. I'm man. Man. You just like me. You ain't shit. You just like the rest of us, man. There's no good person. None.
Yo, my, yo, my bad. My mouse is acting up. It's like I have issues moving my mouse because the optical lens in the mouse in my mouse
Mm, yeah.
is not working. Is not working, so therefore it can't move. Thus, I'm
Uh-huh.
unable to unmute myself.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have to get me a
Do
new mouse. But
did you
I
try?
listen to what you said. You
Yeah. Did
know,
you did you try to clean the lens?
yeah, yeah. I tried.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I
All
tried to
right.
clean the lens. It's not even that. It is the actual optical light in itself. It's not
Oh,
working.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I got
So
you
I
now.
have to
I
get
got
me a
you
new
now.
mouse. Yeah.
All right. But I'm
But
sorry. You said you were listening to what I said. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah. I was listening to what you were saying, and you're totally right. I mean, I don't get this concept where people believe that if someone corrects you, that means that it's a bad thing. Like, I don't get how people are that stupid to think like that. To think like, oh well, this person's younger than you, then they shouldn't be correcting you. It's like, what is wrong with someone letting you know that a statement that you made is incorrect? See, a lot of people have too much pride,
Hmm.
and they allow their pride to get in the way of actual logic.
Hmm. Yeah.
We're human, and as
Yeah.
humans, you're going to be wrong every once in a while.
Absolutely.
So if someone just
Absolutely.
points out that you're in the wrong, what's wrong with that? What is wrong with that?
Well, like I
So you mean to tell me that if I said something that's wrong and Lawrence Guy came on my panel and corrected me, that what I'm supposed to argue with Lawrence Guy and stand on my statement that Lawrence Guy proved is wrong?
it's 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 it's
It's stupid.
it's stupid, and it's an ego thing. And
Yeah, it's an
and
ego
and
thing.
and all kidding aside, I've worked very hard for over a decade to like learn to deal with that ego of mine. Because and I said this on Eisen's channel one time. Look, man, if I call you brother and you see me doing something foolish and you don't correct me, I have no need for you. I don't.
Right.
I have no need for you. You know what I'm saying? And no, you don't have to tap dance around it like I'm a daisy because I'm not a daisy. I can take it. I'm a grown ass man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm wrong, I'm fucking wrong. I mean, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't care. I've had people I straight up 100% do not like at all whatsoever come at me, blah 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 blah. Catch myself, step back, looked at them. Can you prove it? Yeah, blah 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 blah. And the only thing I can say is, damn, you can't keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? I mean that's all I can do, man. I mean, yo, it's that's part of life. Life is about learning, growing. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't know, man. People be I don't know, they bugging. It's too much for me, man. That's why I left. It was giving me a headache. It's
Motherfuckers just too goddamn dumb on here, man. They're just too dumb.
yeah.
You know, and they know better than to come at me with that dumb ass shit. I'll curse them out in an
Hmm.
instant. Nah,
Yep.
because a lot of people on this space get on my goddamn nerves. You know, a
Yep.
lot of people already know I don't like their ass. You know,
Yeah.
because I just can't stand immaturity.
No, well, it's that. Plus, you got to understand what you lose when you act like that. See, like okay, like when I came into this space, if I came into this space all ego, I would not have the relationship I have with Eisen. I would not have the relationship I have with you or Hulk, or you know what I'm saying? Because ego stops you from building those things.
Right, right.
So and I don't say it often, or at least I don't think I do, but I value every last one of you. And I
Right,
and I and
right.
I, and and,
Same
and,
here.
and like
Same here.
yeah, like I told you before, I have no shame in it. I'm a grown ass man. I don't care what nobody think. I love every last one of you. Got no shame in it. Got no shame in it. Don't give a fuck.
Right, same here.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that sounds gay. Well, I'm happy for you. Piss off. Move on. You know what I'm saying? They know what I mean. I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? So, I look, man. Like I said, I don't get it. That's why I left. It was like I said, it was getting too much for me. I was getting headaches, and it was just too much, man. It was just too much. I couldn't do it anymore. I because if it wasn't arguing about broads, it was arguing. Yeah, broads. I gave my age away. Arguing about broads, or arguing about hood conservatives, or arguing about. Look, there are more important things, man. I'm telling you. Those things will handle themselves, whether you like it or not, whether you're involved or not, because those problems have been around forever before you, and they'll be around after you. But I'm assuming your mouse is acting up again. But
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
there you go. There you
Yeah, it
go. There you
is.
go. But I don't mean to cut you short, but I got to get going. We got like an hour and 20 minutes before Shabbat, so I need
Oh yeah.
to I need to
Most
get
definitely.
everything set up, and I've been cooking. So
Okay. Okay. I see.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just I've been looking forward to this one, man. I got some nice biblical movies I wanted to catch up on, and
Yeah.
I'm having me a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, me a good time. But I wish you uh, a happy Shabbat and a very blessed Shabbat. And again, the hell with what everybody else think. Seriously, brother, I am happy you are here.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
I am happy you here. And like I said, my answer is the same as it was from the beginning. You make me smile every time.
Oh,
I got,
I'm glad. I'm
I got,
glad to hear that, man. And
got no
I'm
shame
glad.
in it.
Yeah, and I'm glad to, and you know what, and I'm glad to get to know a brother like you, and I love you too, brother, man.
Thank
Because
you, thank
I,
you. I appreciate that. And Eisen, if you
I
still listen out there, you know doggone well I love you, you crazy
yeah,
bastard.
mo, mo, most definitely. Because I remember when I first heard you, man, and I was like, when I told you that in the comment section on one of my videos. I said when I first heard you, you echoed my sentiments when you said, "Yo, we have to stop sitting there worrying about these females and going back and forth with females as men. We have to stop doing that." I'm like, damn, it's about time somebody else sees what I see. Shoot.
You remember what I said to you the first panel of yours that I was ever on. The first thing, we'll go this person, and we'll get to you, Lawrence, and then you got to me, and I said, like, before I start anything, let me just say, Wacky, it is an honor to be on this panel and to meet you for the first time.
Most definitely.
I said, as an Israelite and as a man, how blessed I am that you are in this space and I have this opportunity to talk to you. And like I said, that's not blowing up nobody's ego. That was just keeping it real from, like I said, how I see everything. That's just all it was. And like I said, like I told somebody before, as men, we should never be ashamed to tell each other how proud of each other we are, how we love each other, how we hope for the best for each other, and how we hope the Most High blesses each and every one of us to the fullest potential. There should never be shame in saying any of that.
Most definitely. Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
You should
So,
never be
like,
ashamed of that. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm stuck with that. Like I said, you get tired of it. Oh well, that's on you. But but
Right.
but I'm gonna be me. But like I said, man, I got to get going. Thank you for having me. Like I said, like I said in the beginning, everybody are wrong across the board when it comes to this. And like I said, that doesn't even matter in the end. The fact of the matter is we lost an Israelite brother, a young one.
Hmm.
That's what really matters here. I mean, we can place blame, and yes, everybody was wrong, but the bottom analysis of this is we lost a 23-year-old young Israelite brother, a Judean. That
Yeah.
I got issues with that.
Yeah. And if you think about it, we lost two Israelite brothers because
Yeah.
now the brother that shot him, he lost
Hmm.
his life too because most likely he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison because the Israelite, the 23-year-old McDonald's employee, he passed away.
Yeah.
So, and you know, in New York, they don't right now. In New York State, they don't play that when it comes to murder. And then when it comes to
No.
if you found in New York State, if you are found guilty of first degree murder, because this could be counted as first degree murder,
That's
right?
why I laid it out the way I did.
Yeah. So if the 20-year-old that shot him is found guilty of first degree murder, he's going to rot in a New York State prison. He's never
Yep.
coming out.
And not only did we lose two sons, if they turn around and arrest his girlfriend, we lost the daughter of Israel too.
Thank you. Thank you. So
That's
that'll
that's
be
that's what I'm saying.
triple loss. Yeah.
Three, not only three, four, because she had a daughter.
Mm. Mm.
Because
Wow.
I saw the interview with her grandmother. Her grandmother was telling the news people how she used to tell her granddaughter to stay away from this boy because he was no good.
Mm, mm,
So
mm, mm.
so she didn't listen to her elder. But bottom line is we lost two sons and two daughters of Israel, and we can't get that back. We can't.
Mm,
And
mm,
like I said, over a damn potato. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we can argue about who's right, who's wrong. We can disagree on that. But one thing we cannot disagree on is we lost people again over nonsense again.
over
You know what I'm
nonsense.
saying?
Over
Over
something
nonsense.
as over something as over something as minute as a fucking French fry.
Just let me just say this before I go. The absurdity of it is that I would have flown you out just to make you a batch to save him from being killed.
Right.
As stupid as that sounds, I would have bought you a plane ticket. Come on out here. I got an air fryer. Let me make you some real fries. You know what I'm saying? Anything to get that brother from not laying in the street bleeding.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Also, they these four lives have been lost
Hmm.
over a culture that supports this wannabe tough guy mentality.
Yep.
That culture itself, because that culture, that there's this wannabe tough guy culture, which is prevalent in so-called Black America, have
Hmm.
caused four lives to be ruined over a damn potato.
Yep.
because it's like, oh yeah, I got to show that I'm tough. I
Yep.
got to show
Tough
that
guy.
I'm tough.
Yep.
I
Tough
got to
guy.
step outside with this individual, show that I'm tough.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
this person laughed at my mom when my mom complained about French fries. I got to show that I'm tough. Oh, I'm at work, but this person told me step outside. I got to step outside. I got to show that I'm
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
Everybody
I
got to be
mean,
tough.
you got the tough guy culture and the ratchet culture, and you bring the two of them together because one's male, one's female, and what do you get? You get the stupid ride or die mentality.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
I mean, the tough guy culture is the ratchet culture. That's part of ratchet culture.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, pretty much.
yeah,
But like I said, man, like I said, it hurts me, but these things must be. It's the only way to get to the end game.
yeah.
You
It
know,
must be. We already
and
know
then
through prophecy it must happen.
well,
Unfortunately.
remember, prophecy was like 2/3.
Yeah,
So you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's a lot of people. Because I had an argument with somebody about that before. You can crack jokes all you want to, but you got to remember the vast majority of people on this planet looks like us. So statistically, the largest group in that 2/3 is going to be us.
yeah,
you
yeah,
you can get mad all you want to, but that's math. So
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But like I said, man, I got to get going. I got to get going. But like I said, man, have a blessed Shabbat, man. Be good, and to everybody in the chat, shalom. Yeah.
All right, all right. You
All
too,
right,
man.
bro.
Shalom. All right, peace out. Oh, that was a great conversation. I mean, damn, Lawrence was the only one with enough balls to click on the link and come on the panel. Come on now, yo. But early in the stream, Pitmaster brought up an interesting. He spoke about something that's interesting, right? And he made a comment talking about how 50,000 people have left New York City already. And amongst him talking about that, I actually found an article which states the same thing. Let me see this. Let me see this article. Hold on. Here's the article right here. Let me give you guys a link to this article. I'm going to post a link to this article in the chat. Post a link to this article in the chat right here. It's from Hudson Valley Post.com. And it speaks about what it says. It says the title says mass exodus. Nearly 50,000 people leave New York City for Hudson Valley. And the article was written on August 1st, 2022 by Bobby Welber. And I never knew about this. I never knew that 50,000 people already left New York City. So, I mean, I knew a lot of people left New York City, but Pitmaster said 50,000 people left the city in such a short time. But let me continue reading. The article starts off by saying, well, let me begin reading, excuse me. And the article starts off by saying this. For the first time in over a decade, the Hudson Valley's population increased. The Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress recently released its Moving In, Moving Out report, which had some interesting findings. Continue reading. The Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress looked into data released by the federal government, which showed more people moved into the Hudson Valley than moved out for the first time in a decade. Now, for those of you who are not aware of what the Hudson Valley is, the Hudson Valley is an area of New York State, which is, I think it's like the central, I think it's like the central western part of New York State. It's somewhere in central New York State. It's like the central western part of New York State, which is nicknamed the Hudson Valley, which is north of New York City. So the area of New York State that's north of New York City, which is like I said before, the central eastern part of New York State, is what people in the state consider to be the Hudson Valley. Like if you live in the state of New York, or if you live in New Jersey, or if you're from New Jersey or from New York, you're already aware of what the Hudson Valley is. But it's for people who are not from the New York tri-state area who may not be aware of what the Hudson Valley is. So, I had to break it down to them, but I'll continue reading the article. The Hudson excuse me. The Hudson Valley. I'm sorry, I'm coughing. The Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress looked into data released by the federal government, which showed more people moved into the Hudson Valley than moved out for the first time in a decade. A batch of data shows that thousands of people moved into the Hudson Valley during the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, pandemic-driven migration throughout the United States resulted in the Hudson Valley gaining more people than it lost for the first time in more than a decade. Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress states. Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress analyzed 9 counties in the region: Dutchess, Orange, Ulster, Putnam, Sullivan, Rockland, Westchester, Greene, and Columbia counties. These are all counties in the state of New York, by the way. By looking into home address changes on tax returns in 2019 and 2020. The Hudson Valley's 9 counties gained 105,716 people, while 105,087 people moved out of the region. Wow. So more people moved in those 2 years than moved out. The Hudson Valley gained 629 people, the first net gain in more than a decade. Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress wrote in its Moving In, Moving Out report. While it's a small increase, it's a noteworthy reversal because the region was losing about 5,000 more residents than it gained each year from 2016 to 2019. Hudson Valley's population decreased by 7,255 people from 2015 to 2016. Thousands moved from New York City to the Hudson Valley. Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress confirmed that many Hudson Valley residents assumed thousands moved from New York City to the Hudson Valley during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, nearly 50,000 moved from New York City to the Hudson Valley, while 15,000 moved from the Hudson Valley to New York City. Migration into and out of the Hudson Valley affects many aspects of life across the region, including schools, businesses, taxes, and the number of congressional seats assigned to New York. Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress writes. Below is a number of New York City residents who moved into each county in the Hudson Valley. So these words that's in bold writing, and the numbers next to it is the numbers of people from New York City that moved into these counties, according to this article. And these counties comprise of the Hudson Valley region of New York State, which I said is the central west part of the state. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Columbia County, 1,091 people from New York City moved into Columbia County. Dutchess County, 5,906 people. Greene County, 566 people. Orange County, 5,849 people. I think basketball player, professional basketball player. What's his name? What's this guy's name? The point guard, Donovan Mitchell, the starting point guard for the Utah Jazz, who was rumored to get traded to the New York Knicks. He's from the Orange County section of New York State, which is the Hudson Valley, by the way. So 5,849 people from New York City moved into Orange County around the time of COVID, right? Putnam County, 1,372 people from New York City moved to Putnam County. Rockland County, 4,751 people left New York City to move to Rockland County. In Sullivan County, 1,655 people from New York City moved to Sullivan County. Ulster County, 2,421 people from from New York City moved into Ulster County. Westchester County consists of 25,021 people from New York City that moved into Westchester County. Hold up. So hold on. Let me take my words back. The Hudson Valley comprised mainly of the central part of New York State because Westchester County is located in the central part of New York State. Wow. And that's considered the Hudson Valley. Okay. Damn. And for good reason too, because uh during COVID, the crime and the violence increased tremendously in New York City. So I could understand why a lot of people moved out of New York City and moved into the outskirts, whether it's the whether it's the the Hudson Valley or any other area, man. Because New York City have gotten more and more dangerous, man. You know, when it came to this defund the police situation and certain parts of the New York City Police Department got defunded and disbanded, the violence in New York just end up increasing. And it's crazy. What the hell's going on? You know, well, I gotta get a new fucking mouse, man. My mouse is fucking up right now. Yeah. I'm done with this mouse. This mouse is finito. Good lord. Because I'm trying to close this window. And because my mouse is excuse me, is giving me a whole bunch of fucking issues right now. I can't move the shit. Hold on. Let me grab this shit. Oh, no, Lawrence God. The Hamptons is in Long Island. Remember, the Hamptons is in Long Island, right? Yeah. Yeah, Central New York State. That's where the Hudson Valley is located in. But man, that's an interesting article. So Pitmaster, thank you for that information. Shout outs to him for giving that information. But with this, I will leave. This is another, interesting open panel. And I'm out of here, man. Peace.